Moving from WordPress to Webflow, I really enjoyed some of the out-of-the-box features that were available within Webflow collections. So often when I was working in WordPress, one of the first plugins that I was having to install was advanced custom fields. Working in Webflow, I had no need to install a plugin like that because the functionality that I needed was already built in within Webflow. However, there is one area where I have struggled a bit with Webflow on certain projects, and that is when it comes to cases where one needs to have a data structure that allows many-to-many relationships. While Webflow does allow many-to-many relationships, there's some constraints on how many interconnected pieces of data you can have. And so for that reason, I've been excited about Xano, which is billed itself as the no-code backend. It's basically a database that allows you to store data in the ways that you need to, and then be able to share that data with other tools. And so their documentation includes ways of taking data from Xano and displaying it within Webflow. Switching over here you can kind of see a sample of what some of that code is to do that. And the samples that they have out there are really set looking at how your data is structured and inserting data from Xano based on your existing structure. Kind of a bit of a tongue twister there. And while that can work for getting a prototype done, it doesn't take into the power of no code and fast iteration and being able to develop and change things on the fly. And so for that reason, this is a little bit of a sneak peek at something that I've been working on with a low coder to do a little bit of a different spin on some of Xano's documentation, but still using Xano for maximizing what it does well, along with working within Webflow and doing what Webflow does really well. And so as part of this little sneak peek, and hope to do more documentation on this when I get a bit further along, it's basically using data attributes. And so elements that I want to have on the page, I'm basically assigning a data attribute to, and then there will be JavaScript in the page code that takes a look at these data attributes and where they've been defined, going and grabbing and inserting data directly from Xano in that spot. So stay tuned for updates on how this goes. If you've done anything like this, would love to hear about it. So drop a comment below. And if this is something that you think would be helpful to you, let me know that as well, and I can keep you up to date on my progress. Thank you for watching. Happy building.